retreat, no surrender. That is the reality about it. Therefore, without wasting time, because I'll be here with I will open the lines anyway, so that people, Biafrans, will say their mind about what transpired today and what they think. What they think. That is what I am going to do today, please. But before that time, I want us to pray. And our leader will lead us normal in a pre-recorded prayer. Let us pray, please.
As long as we come on air every evening, the whole world must listen. As long as we preach this very gospel, Chukwukika Abiyama must be with us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwukika Abiyama, who resided in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee all over this very planet that you created. They are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation, as only you ordained, that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have spilled, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day Chukwabiama believe whiter than white and whiter than snow. Oh, is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you.
I want our people to be very calm. I want Biafra land to be calm, and peaceful. Calm and very. We are fighting to defend our people, not to kill them. Yes, we are fighting to defend them. That's why I'm here. Yes, I will continue to do so until we get victory. What should I do? I want our people to be very calm. I want Biafra land to be calm, and peaceful. Calm and very, very peaceful. We are fighting to defend our people, not to kill them. Yes, we are fighting to defend them. That's why I'm here. Yes, I will continue to do so until we get victory.
Once again, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra Hausa-Service, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chika from Olu province of Biafra land. Today we are going to do interactive session. so it's going to be short. But I'm bringing in. I'm here with Mazi, foreign, with Mazi Chika, Austin, that will speak on this hallowed platform today, after which our lines will be opened so that Biafrans will speak out. You know, everybody have to talk out, speak out your mind. You understand? Because, you know, when you have the burden inside you without talking it out, it becomes, it can turn into another thing. But we need to speak out on what you think about today's shenanigan they call a court session. Denied bail, our leader with their lies. You know, this is order from above. Once the impostor, he said it a few days ago, that our leader jumped bail. Falsely, he told Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, that he is not going to leave Mazi Nnamdi, the impostor. And since that time, we started smelling rats, and it is confirmed today. But we must continue. This is freedom fighting, for goodness sake. It is not for the weak mind. It's not for weak minds. We must escalate our fight. Escalation of our fight. You know, be resilient. Do not feel that you know everything is over. No. We are heading towards victory. That is the reality of it. What we are passing through is not abnormal. It's what freedom fighters pass through, even worse, until finally you see, you know, smiles on everybody's cheek once our goal is obtained. Therefore, without wasting time today, being the 28th day of June 2022, being Tuesday, I will bring in Mazi foreign, please. Welcome to the program. After you pass over to Mazi Chika, Austin, so that we continue. Mazi, over to you.
Okay, Mazi Jonathan, thank you. From here, I remember Mazi for the Nosiwe Chronicle. I came from Omaka in all the province of Biafra land. I'm present here in Warsaw land. Our ladies Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and all his lieutenants doing the needful. We appreciate all the fanaticals, men of valor, radicals all over the world. We thank all of you, and those of you in Abuja equally, we appreciate all of you. Yeah, you see what has played out today? Our leader expected this. Our leader expected it. And he is very strong. How much more we that is outside? Do you remember that Mandela, even Martin Luther, they were in such horrible and demeaning situations. So we should stop being emotional. This is a freedom fighting. Losing a girlfriend is not easy. How much more a state leader like our leader? So God has given us such person, and what we need to do is to be with him. And equally, he's on a good transition. Mazi, if anybody is telling you and I that this thing will be easy, that person is not telling himself truth. We expected it, but what you have to go now is to go back to drawing board and to do the needful. It's not everything we are going to say here. Some government, you know, as regards to Taliban, our leader is not a terrorist. Even some governments are very, very loose. Some are soft on them, some are very hard on them. But what we are telling our people this night, because Mazi, again, I have to appreciate you because they say iron sharpeneth iron. Thank you for coming because you elapsed your time. But because of one thing or the other, you know that this is a motherland, this is the service, this is the cause of freedom, that you have to come back in this line now and open this line. We are going to speak. Let Biafrans know that our leader is strong and have a good vision for all of us. Zoo can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry gun or you carry time. Mazi, I make it very brief. I have Zoo can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry on or you carry time. Mazi, I make it very brief. I have Zoo can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry on or you carry time. Mazi, I make it very brief. I have Zoo can never swallow our leader. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi, Kanu, and all his lieutenants doing the needful. You carry, we appreciate all the fanaticals, men of valor, radicals all over the world. We thank all of you, and those of you in Ideological, we appreciate all of you. Yeah, you see what has played out today? Our leader expected this. Our leader expected it. And he is very strong. How much more we that is outside? But do you remember that Mandela, even Matilda, they were in such horrible and demeaning situations. So we should stop being emotional. This is if we don't fighting. Losing a girlfriend is not easy. How much more a state leader like our leader? So God has given us such person. And what we need to do is to be with him. And everybody is on a good transition. Mazi, if anybody is telling you and I that this thing will be easy, that person is not telling himself truth. We expected it. But what you have to do now is to go back to the drawing board and do the needful. It's not everything we are going to say here. Some government, you know, as regards to Taliban, our leader is not a terrorist. Even some governments are very, very loose. Some are soft on them, some are very hard on them. But what we are telling our people this night, because Mazi, again, I have to appreciate you because they say iron sharpeneth iron. Thank you for coming because you elapsed your time. But because I want to, or the other, you know that this is a motherland, this is the service, this is the cause of freedom. That you have to come back in this line now and open this line. We are going to speak. Let Biafrans know that our leader is strong and have a good vision for all of us. Zoo can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry on or you carry time. Mazi, I make it very brief. I have Zoo can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry on or you carry time. Mazi, I make it very brief. I have Zoo can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry on or you carry time. Mazi, I make it very brief. I have Zoo can never swallow our leader. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi, Kanu, and all his lieutenants doing the needful. You carry, we appreciate all the fanaticals, men of valor, radicals all over the world. We thank all of you, and those of you in Ideological, we appreciate all of you. Yeah, you see what has played out today? Our leader expected this. Our leader expected it. And he is very strong. How much more we that is outside? But do you remember that Mandela, even Matilda, they were in such horrible and demeaning situations. So we should stop being emotional. This is if we don't fighting. Losing a girlfriend is not easy. How much more a state leader like our leader? So God has given us such person. And what we need to do is to be with him. And everybody is on a good transition. Mazi, if anybody is telling you and I that this thing will be easy, that person not telling himself truth. We expected it. But what you have to do now is to go back to the drawing board and do the needful. It's not everything we are going to say here. Some government, you know, as regards to Taliban, our leader is not a terrorist. Even some government are very, very loose. Some are soft on them, some are very hard on them. But what we are telling our people this night, because Mazi, again, I have to appreciate you because they say iron sharpeneth iron. Thank you for coming because this year last your time, but because of one thing or the other, you know that this is a motherland, this is the service, this is the cause of freedom that you have to come back in this line now and open this line. We are all going to speak. Let Biafrans know that our leader is strong and have a good vision for all of us. You can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry on or you carry time. Now, I make it very brief. You can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry on or you carry time. Now, I make it very brief. You can never swallow our leader. It's either you carry on or you carry time. Now, I make it very brief. You can never swallow our leader. Our leader is Mazi Chika and all his listeners being the needful. You carry, we appreciate all the fanaticals, men of valor, radicals all over the world. We thank all of you, and those of you in Ideological, we appreciate all of you. Yeah, you see what has played out today. Our leader expected this. Our leader expected it. And he is very strong. How much more we that is outside? Now, do you remember that Mandela, even Matilda, they were in such horrible and demeaning situations? So we should stop being emotional. This is if we don't fighting. Losing a girlfriend is not easy. How much more expect a leader like our leader? So God has given us such a person, and what we need to do is to be with him. And everybody is on a good transition. Mazi, if anybody is telling you and I that this will be easy, that person is not telling himself truth. We expected it, but what you have to do now is to go back to the drawing board and do the needful. It's not everything we are going to say here. Some government, you know, as regards to Taliban, our leader is not a terrorist. Even some government are very, very loose. Some are soft on them, some are very hard on them. But what we are telling our people is, he understands what we call statecraft, how nation states behave. He's invariably and smartly playing the card well and more than how they could imagine. He didn't even compromise on issue as minor as dress code. Then how do somebody think he will just come up and, you know, allow other major or mega issues to be talked of? So what am I trying to say? Biafra as it is today is an issue of international contract, and every single day the issue is being spreading and spreading and spreading. The mistake Nigerian government did in the whole thing is this: they played a very poor approach in trying to subjugate the Biafra message, because they thought that by clapping down on the freedom fighters that they will successfully miss the Biafran cause, but only for them to understand that they have aided and abetted the mainstreaming of that cause. I came from the background of international politics and understanding statecraft well. If you follow what happened in Rwanda, which most of us, which some of us might not have, keenly observed. If you follow what happened in Rwanda, from diplomatic perspective, you will understand that Nigeria is facing a severe tension. And look at what happened in Rwanda. The meeting between Boris and the Nigerian leader ought to have been strictly on economic, security, and other related issues. And believe you me, those in charge of preparing meeting transcripts and all the rest of them between heads of states and heads of government must have done everything they wanted to do to make sure that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu never came on board. Because remember, it was not a bilateral meeting. It was not just a meeting. It's not a meeting between Nigerian head of state and British head of state that happened in Rwanda. No, it was a multilateral meeting. It was a meeting between different heads of state. So what ought to have overshadowed their discussion would have been mainly economic, would have been mainly security and regional issue. But somehow, Johnny's boss, Johnson, walked out of the conventional approach and raised that issue. Why did he thought that this issue is worth raising? One is as a result of a strong opinion mold that each and every one of us are making, not just on the front line of media, also in various lobbying engagements the leadership is doing, and other interest parties. And if you watch the meeting, if you follow the West or the dictions, the languages of the meeting, you will understand that Nigeria is literally in a state of confusion. For instance, issue of Nnamdi Kanu came on board, and remember, in the eyes of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu is said to be a terrorist. But do you know why the meeting was going on? The leader of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu, came on board, and remember, in the eyes of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu is said to be a terrorist. But do you know why the meeting was going on? The leader of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu, came on board, and remember, in the eyes of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu is said to be a terrorist. But do you know why the meeting was going on? The leader of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu, came on board, and remember,
even Matilda, they were in such horrible and demeaning situations. So we should stop being emotional. This is tongue fighting. Losing a Biafra is not easy. How much more expect to be like our leader? So God has given us such person, and what we need to do is to be with him. And everybody is on a good transition. Mazi, if anybody is telling you and I that this will be easy, that person is not telling himself truth. We expected it. But what you have to do now is to go back to drawing board.
The response of the judiciary today. But one thing we should understand, one thing each and every one of us should understand is this. This journey is bigger than what most of us think. Most of us take it to be an entertainment project. It's never an entertainment project. It's beyond what most of us assume it to be. Because Nigeria is currently facing a very deplorable state. Deplorable state on every side. And by virtue of nature, I know most persons might not be comfortable with what I want to say now, but that's just the way it is. By virtue of divine mandate, the Biafran people have been blessed the burden of enlightening the rest of people under Fulani subjugation in Nigeria. You might not, most of us might not really buy to this idea, but that is just the way it is. A burden is on us. We have been placed on a burden by nature, by divinity, to not just restore Biafra, to also emancipate the rest of people under Fulani subjugation. So Nnamdi Kanu today, yes, by primary constituency, belongs to us. But watch down to the north. The non-Fulanis in the north who are facing Fulani terrorism see the message of Nnamdi Kanu as a message of awakening. They see the message of Nnamdi Kanu as a message of hope and salvation. Check down to south, for example, to the west. Those who earlier called Nnamdi Kanu a bigot are now realizing that he is just nothing but a prophet. And also check to the rest of part of Nigeria, Middle Belt, name you, everybody is now beginning to accept that reality that Nnamdi Kanu is just a prophet who foresaw what many could not see. So the issue we have before us now is for each and every one of us to understand that we must step up just the way our leader is mentally. Very, very important. You could hear him when he was addressing the Biafran people. For about 1 year now, he had not, over 1 year anyway, he had not spoken to his people. And today he had the opportunity. Kudos to those of us in the inside the courtroom. We were able to have him address us. And you could see what he said. He said the whole thing, the reason why he accepted the current plight he's passing through is to make sure our people are protected. He's not looking for wealth. If they could bribe Sunday Buhu, of course, the report said he rejected it in Benin Republic. He rejected it. If they could bribe Sunday Buhu with billions of naira, you could imagine more. Various offers that must have been placed on Nnamdi Kanu's table. And he remains strong. So we must understand that we are not chasing autonomous community. Those who were here before us experienced that. In fact, I was speaking to somebody this evening, and I said to the person, look, there was a time in the history of South African freedom fighters, anti-apartheid fighters, that the entire Western nation were on consensus against the apartheid fighters. I mean, let me repeat myself. The entire Western governments were in agreement to make sure that the black South Africans never had their ways. But guess what? What sustained them was, even when Nelson Mandela was, taken from different prison areas, taken from one island to another, those people maintained their ground. And because they maintained their ground,
I think our people need to understand it. Despite that Nelson Mandela was taken from Robben Island, Portsmouth prison, Victor Verster prison, these are various prisons. Nelson Mandela was taken for 27 years. The people in ANC stood their ground. Because they stood their ground, because other global actors saw the seriousness of what they were pursuing. Do you know what happened? Those who opposed Mandela and the anti-apartheid movement had no other option than to revise their policies. So your consistency will change a lot of policies. Forget when people talk about this. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria is not cohesively, there is no unity as the current Nigeria is today. There is no cohesion for keeping Nigeria one. There is no cohesion. So it's because these people stood on their ground, they remained tough mentally. They discarded any form of sentiment and emotion. Guess what? At the time, countries like Russia, of course then it was, I think, yes, Soviet Union, even countries in Africa, including Nigerian government of them, began to mobilize to help them. Why were they helped? They were helped because they stood their ground. They were not helped because they were emotional. They were not helped because they were sentimental. Later, United States and British government, that even British, I think Margaret Thatcher's government, even designated Nelson Mandela as a terrorist individual. But as time goes on, the same British government saw the need to revise that policy. Consistency weakens the oppressor. Is a natural remedy to it. When people are consistent, the oppressor cannot last forever. And this is one thing Mazi Nnamdi spent up to a decade, up to 10 years, planting in knots. Those who came later might not understand the remedy. They might not understand this great antidote. But the truth is that for those of us who were earlier before now, you will agree with me that one of the repeated seeds he planted in the lives of every single one of us is for us to understand that the journey will be tough, no doubt. But if we are consistent in what we are pursuing, just like him, he is consistent. They wanted to dictate his dress code. He said no, he is consistent. Some people might be crying for him. Oh, he's coming with one cloth, but he's consistent. That is the strong message. Today he spoke with us. We saw consistency. He said that's why he's here. So we must understand this. We only can stop this project. No other person has the ability or what it takes to stop this project. The state clampdown is part of it. Yes, those who are here before us also experience the same thing. Excessive rascality of the state is something we must see. But I bless the Most High that this great project does not have only single leg. Assuming it has dual leg, believe you me, by now would have been in a mess. Thank God for assuming it have single leg, would have been a mess. But thank God for the dual legs. At least when those at home feel weakened, those in diaspora energize them. And the same thing happens interchangeably. So we must be strong. Nobody can stop this project. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still standing in his ground despite whatever that has been offered to him. Believe you me, we must do more than him. That is the message we must understand. That is the consistency he's talking about. And of course, if you also study the history or the process, I think I have a few minutes to end. If you also study the history of how the state of Israel was established, if you're talking from Balfour Declaration of 1917, or even activities that took place before the 1917 Balfour Declaration, you understand something. And I keep saying it. Those that drove the project we know today as the state of Israel are not even the majority. That is one thing most people don't understand. When people said at the time the Jews wanted to go, how many Jews subscribing to that idea? There were different ideological drives. Some people were talking about the mental Israel, being an Israel in mind, but remaining wherever you are. There were different postulations, there were different ideologies. But guess what? Those who stood on their ground, like Ben Gurion and all the rest of them, had their ways at the end of it all. So this project, everybody must not join the bandwagon. We must understand this. One of those things people appreciate IPOB for, they might not say it in public, but they acknowledge that is that irrespective of the socio-political activities, those socio-political activities, they will come, they will go, and IPOB will still remain, still championing what she's pursuing. That is consistency. It's not common in black race. Is absolutely not common in the history of the black race. The only place we had similar stuff like that was, I think, the blacks who fought against slave trade, and subsequently the Martin Luther era and all the rest of them. IPOB is the only movement in African region, I stand to be corrected, is the only movement in African region that have, irrespective of destructive socio-political activities happening before her, have maintained her philosophy. I stand to be corrected. And we must also understand, and this might be the last thing to say, then I hand over. We must
Mazi Chika, you are correct, because IPOB is an institution. You know that.
Yes.
Thank you. Go on.
So we must also understand, like I do tell people also, we must also understand that what we are doing is what somebody might best describe as social evolution. What we are doing, we might not be conscious of the fact that is being documented. But the truth is this: our modus operandi, our mental sophisticatedness, our mental toughness is going to be a mental material for future people to study. We are referencing today, you see, all of us are referencing Nelson Mandela. Mazi, when you were speaking, I overheard you talking about South Africa. I earlier referenced Martin Luther. I also referenced those who championed for the state of Israel and initiated Balfour Declaration and all the rest of them. But do you know one funny thing about all these people we are referencing today? If any of us today, we are part of them. If any of us today, was part of them, we would have said this experience is really ugly. When they were moving on their own path, it wasn't easy. You can imagine Mandela. Mandela was taken to an island He was imprisoned in Ireland across, the Robin. If you study about the Robin Island, at a time there was no way Mandela could communicate to the leaders of the movement. Most of us never knew this. Now Mandela was kept incommunicado. Some of the secret ways he was able to communicate was when the wife or some of the family members visit, not occasionally. When they visit in rare instances, I mean to say, you will see Mandela will write a handwritten letter, and that letter he wrote with a small boat out of Robben Island, including in Portsmouth prison and Biafra prison. They will all smuggle this information. So many months, many years, Mandela was not had. There was no information from Mandela, neither from Mandela representative, and the people sustained their ground. The same thing happened to those of Martin Luther, and of course, even some some Jews who were championing for state of Israel that British government also dealt with. So we must understand that if you make a comparative analysis here, we are in a better position than those who are here before us. We are in a better position, and we must take this advantage to let people to understand. See, not guns and bullets that scares oppressor. What scares oppressors so much is the consistency of the oppressed in pursuing for their freedom. Even though somebody picks up gun and bullet and he does not understand this vital message of consistency, he will not last long on trenches. He will not last long on battlefield. That is it. Some people, you see some nations, some countries, like when Afghan National Army fell to Taliban. Why did Afghan National Army fell despite the military, the aid from Western nations? America funded them, gave them the state-of-art equipment, and including push dollars in Afghanistan. Yet Afghan National Army failed. Why? Because the right strength for fighting, which is mental toughness, was not inculcated in them. Talibans were not well armed and funded like Afghan army. Why did they succeed? They succeeded because they had right strength of fighting, which is mental toughness. So it doesn't matter what anyone is in possession of. Today, the state owns the judiciary, no doubt about it. Just the way apartheid regime in South Africa had the judiciary. Today, they own the military, they own the police, they own the secret services. Just the way the apartheid regime in South Africa also had. But what all these instruments cannot conquer is the people with consistency and tough understanding of their vision. When people are consistent in their ideology, when people are tough, irrespective, see, whether we like it or not, it cannot be win-win thing or true, except we are not truthful to ourselves. There are instances where it will look as if the enemy has given you a go. You brace up and pursue. No country, I repeat, no country that has survived a long ideological conflict. Go and research all over the world. There is no country. No country has survived long ideological conflict. No country all over the world. And Nigeria is in a mess today because of the ideology Ipob has spread, which is the ideology of freedom, ideology for total emancipation, ideology for end to dehumanization. And it's spreading. People don't know. It's spreading. And the state is in confusion because she does not know how to arrest the situation. Nnamdi Kanu is arrested. Nnamdi Kanu is incarcerated. Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition. But did his restriction stop, or did his restriction restricted the ideology? Absolutely no. Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS dungeon today, and yet the government is still telling you that the leadership are still lobbying foreign firm to advance Biafran cause. You see, ideology cannot be imprisoned. We must understand this. And until you remain your ground and the state gets tired, if anybody tells you that Nigeria will not get tired someday, that person is lying. There's no country that have survived a long ideological war. And of course, Nigeria, if Ministry of Foreign Affairs, NAIA, and all the rest of them, if they tell you how much they are wasting trying to stop us, you will not believe it. If they tell you billions of dollars that are entering into waste bins, recycled bins, in attempt to stop IPOB, you will not believe. How much did they spend in Kenya to rendition Nnamdi Kanu? It is a chain of things. Billions of dollars were committed in the hands of individuals and groups. Yet, the ideology is not stopped. 1 year after his rendition, people were still in Brussels. People were still in number 10 Darwin Street talking about this man. So we must understand what we need is the right understanding of the project. This is not entertainment pursuit. It's not something you come on social media, move your regalia and do some kind of masquerade display. It's beyond that. It's beyond that. That is also important because it's a kind of vicious circle approach and thing. That is also important, but it is beyond that. So I want to urge each and every one of us to understand that IPOB is the only movement that is engaging in multifaceted battleground. Go and check. No one has ever done it. IPOB, I remain, is the only movement on earth that is on multifaceted battleground. If you come to legal ground, they have a footprint, and that is the problem the Nigerian government is having today. You cannot tell the Western nation to designate people that are in court with them. It makes no sense, because every terrorist organization the Western nation had designated, you don't see them in court. You don't see them having a legal representatives. They only fight in the bushes, or maybe carry guerrilla warfare. But IPOB had not engaged in such. Rather, IPOB have been arguing and challenging Nigeria mentally in her court. So it is a very difficult thing for you to talk the Western nations into that, as a matter of fact. So IPOB has engaged in various levels. Are you talking about media? She also registers her footprint. Which terrorist organization in this world you see their members having a Twitter account, having Facebook account, doing Facebook Live and all the rest of them? It is not. Except the concept of terrorism is changed tomorrow. Except the draft, the interpretation of terrorism is now redrafted by the war bodies. Because the last time I checked, you can't see the members of Taliban, Al-Qaeda, flirting on social media. It doesn't happen. And of course, the world is observing. And of course, there is no terrorist organization that is addressable. You can say, go to this place, this is their administrative office. IPOB have it. Neither is there any terrorist organization that solicits for fund in public. Every terrorist organization have a black channels of financial movement. That's why till tomorrow, Wall Street, one of their challenge is tracking the financial movement of this terrorist organization. Was it ever seen IPOB as such? The answer is no. So we must understand that Nigeria is in the defensive ground. They are quite on defensive ground. And any time you're fighting and your opponent goes defensive, you must sustain your tempo. Don't be stupid enough to lose that comparative advantage. Currently, they are on defensive. If they are not on defensive, why was the leader of Nigeria explaining to Boris? That means somebody raised the question and somebody was responding. And that is defensive mechanism. So we must sustain the ground we are and also raise the tempo. So that is all I have to say this evening. I want to thank you for this time so far, and of course great Biafrans who are listening to us, and of course friends of Biafra. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi Chika Austin. Thank you. I will open the lines, but before I do that, I want to say something in furthering what you said. Yes, the message our leader has been sending to us, Biafrans, in a coded way, has been there. Like what my brother just said, the oppressor is only afraid of consistency towards freedom. That is one thing the oppressor. That is one thing he fears. Nothing more. That is the reason why the Nigerian Caliphate tries many ways in order to knock us off our focus. People should understand this. It's a very important point. They will come through infiltrators in order to make us stop what we're supposed to be fighting and be regulating issues that doesn't even matter. By that time, they keep us busy. You understand? Our leader, as our brother said, has since his starting of the broadcast, almost or up to a decade, 10 years now, he has been hammering every day on consistency. Consistency is what our enemies are afraid of. If they push you like this, you continue in your focus. If they push you left, you come back to the center. If they push you to the north, you come back to and continue what you are doing. Now they've brought another distraction in the name of Nigerian politics, political electioneering. That is another thing, because I said it the other day, and I used to say it. Once even the international body, they see that we are not consistent. Oh, one leg is in Biafra restoration, another leg is in going to do Nigerian politics. They will even vex and say, kill these people, kill them. During my last broadcast, was it yesterday? Yes, I said it. Consistency is the key. It doesn't matter the situation. What we are passing through is not something abnormal to freedom fighting. It's not something abnormal. My brother rightly said that Mandela, he was incarcerated in Robben Island in solitary confinement for many years, where messages to the people seldom comes out. Imagine that it is us. Imagine that no person, that time there was nothing like social media, there was no television to see him, nothing. And the people, they persevered. That is the reason why you can go to South Africa and be doing well. You are free to go to South Africa because of consistency. That is what our leader has been sending us message. Oh, he is wearing one shirt. No. He said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said, real member of hardcore IPOB. Ha maragwanya roro. Even the way you act, somebody will understand. Hardcore IPOB, they will understand. He's wearing one cloth. He don't want to be dictated to go, to satisfy our oppressors. For them to dictate what he wears. No. And he's sending a message of consistency. He says, I will continue to be there. That is till victory. That is his statement. So, what then are we waiting for? Once there is a strong leadership, our leader is strong. Now there is nothing we can fear. Mazi, okay, I don't know whether you want to say anything. I want to open before I open the lines.
Yeah, Mazi, thank you. Yeah, I just want to say one thing. Chika Austin has said it almost, but there is something we must have to acknowledge here. Like when you're talking about consistency, and we should remember the alliance between the Oduduwas and the Amazonia. This is where the zoo is peeping on their trouser, because this is what they don't want to hear. And equally, we will continue to do the needful. But like I said, I always say this: man has his way, woman has her way. What they know what they are doing. But we will continue to do the needful, continue to follow the leadership, and continue to listen to them, and continue to encourage, especially those our beloved comrades, brothers, sisters in Biafra land, to remain absolutely resolute and get their information for Radio Biafra and listen and stay in line and watch their environs. This is what I have to say. We continue to appreciate our Oduduwa brothers, our Amazonian brothers, for what they are doing, and we encourage them to do more. I leave it here. Thank you. You can open the line now.
We shall go into just few minutes break and open the line so that Biafrans will call it. Don't go away.
Excellency is like the second Niger bridge. It will never be completed. Or maybe like going to clean up. They flag it off the first time, second time, third time. Instead, they'll go there to destroy people's houses. How about the 30,000 minimum wage? These are promises made. Or it will return you back to 86 naira per liter petrol pump price. What happened? None of these things will ever happen. What is a dream? Is what you tell a woman around 8, 9, 30 in the evening. By 5, you change. 5, 6 in the morning, you start saying something completely different. That's how it is. It's to seduce you. So you stop supporting IPOB, you stop supporting Biafra, you start thinking about the contracts you get when an Igbo man from your village or from your town is there. Because they know that you will always reason like a very foolish African man or woman, as the case may be. These are preview schemes. Second major bridge, we're going to clean up. Igbo presidency, minimum wage, Enugu expressway. We will do this, we will do that. Airport in what's the place? I said we build an airport in Aguilera. Airport in Lebanon. With Chinese investors, they will build a new city in Aguilera. Whereas the one in Asaba cannot, Boeing 747 cannot land there.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra Hausa-Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. With me is Mazi Okay Foreign and Mazi Chika Austin. I will open my line so that people will call in. Please, we just few minutes. You can tell us what you think about today and what is your opinion on way moving forward. This is have your say. Within just few minutes, you'll be fair, please. Our lines are opened. The lines are direct line +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can call us and give us your view. Have your say. What do you think about today's episode concerning our leader and the way forward in this struggle? Remember, number one key is consistency. Number two is consistency. Number three is consistency. That is the key to what we are doing, please. Therefore, you can call us, as we say, and have your say. Do not allow yourself to be frustrated or events to weigh you down. Yeah, do you understand? It happens every time. Therefore, I have a first caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan.
Mazi.
They were. I am grateful. It's today that I know that we have men. I mean, those wise men, those ancient wise men, they are in DOS. We are not going to discuss whatever we are going to do on radio. We have men to sit down and analyze what happened and bring out a way out. Our people, we have hot temper. But I don't think we have about, I can't say, but I never come across somebody who is like Oyendu. I'm telling you people the truth, and you people know it. This man is sent to deliver us, so we must listen and listen carefully. I don't want to use some useless word here. If you have advice, you know where to send it to, so that everything will move normally accordingly. Not shouting, beating the drum of this and that. Oyendu have find out today that we will never forsake him, and him himself, we have seen it. If I'm the one where he is, I will collect whatever they give to me and have rest. So I want us to listen. We must have a leader, because the people that are fighting us, whether in diaspora or in the zoo here, they have leader. Some of them, their leaders are secret. We don't know them. So we can call them cabal. What are they talking? Is the court in Rumwa here different from the court in Abuja? But I want to tell our people, we have gotten our victory, whether we like it or not. Nothing will happen to Oyendu. Let them try it. The whole world focus attention. And these useless zoo people, they don't understand. They thought what they are doing, nobody knows about it. They are telling us 4 years this and that, and you wanted to kill a man. Let me stop here so that those who know better than me can put in that I'm saying we are not going to discuss the way forward on radio.
Of course.
All hail Biafra.
Almost hail Biafra. Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you. Let me pick this call on direct line. No, the call went off. Okay, call on WhatsApp,
hello,
please.
Mazi.
Welcome to the program. Go on, please. Call on WhatsApp.
Mazi, this is Anu Modulo calling you from UAE.
There, Mazi Anu Modulo na aha gị awụkwa
Anu Modulo mmadụ ya elie.
Mban.
Mazi, I want to thank God for today. Today I'm so happy. What I want to ask is that you know what happened today concerning what our leader said, that he wants Biafra land to become, and that you see the way BBC Igbo was, that party was the only place that BBC Igbo is carrying, showing to everybody. Now, what I'm to my own suggestion, now maybe Fulanis now and all this military, they will use this opportunity to be killing our people. Then if you want to interfere, or if you want to fight them,
go on.
If you want to fight them now, they will now tell you that Mazi Kanu said that our land should be calm. To my own opinion, no, because you see the way BBC is spreading the news all over the place. Now, to my own suggestion, I was thinking that maybe their plan or whatever they are doing now, maybe now Fulani will be telling you, if you want to react, they will tell you that remember what your leader Mazi Kanu said, that your land, Biafra land should be calm. So, but I so much thank God for today. But I believe that God is in our side and the victory is ours. Thank you, Mazi.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for your information and for a kind of clarification. Our leader has spoken, and we are the family members of the indigenous people of Biafra. We understand what he says. He didn't talk to BBC. He didn't talk to the Fulani. He talked to us, and we understand very, very well. So any person that is using it misinterpretation or anything, that is your cup of tea. IPOB has had. You understand? As Mazi Chika said, the leadership is not going to come up on air to start discussing or saying what you are going to do, this and that. No. So you know, this line that is being opened is for people to just, you can say your view. It doesn't matter. Caller on direct line, thank you. Sorry for holding, I forgot. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. What is happening to calls on direct line? Call on direct line? No. If I pick it, it drops. Why? I have also a caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mazi Jonathan. Good evening.
Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Good evening. I can hear you well.
There, we'll go on, please.
My name is Nnamdi. Mazi Jonathan, I want to say Kodus. What I just want to say is that our leadership of IPOB, my leadership, the DOS, should not, I'm pleading to them, they should not make any pronouncement on election until that minute. That is number one. Number two is, I was in Brussels. I really understand that sometimes we want to use Yoruba Nation to promote our activism or to promote what we are doing. But to be honest with you, we should remove these people apart. When we are in Brussels, I did not see any Yoruba participant on that demonstration.
Mazi, they came. Mazi, please.
Mazi, I was there. No.
Mazi, please, let us not listen.
Okay.
They even
okay.
spoke.
Mazi,
they even spoke on media. You understand?
Okay.
I think they even spoke on Mazi Alozier's program on Radio Biafra. Okay,
no problem.
Okay, foreign. Please,
no problem.
Can you reply to this?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah, my brother, my comrade, good evening. I hope you saw me there. I am Mazi Chika, okay, foreign. Did you not see me there? The caller, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the caller. I hope he's hearing you.
Yes,
I'm hearing you.
He's answering you.
I asked a question. Do you not see me there? This is Chika.
I saw you.
Okay, now. Yeah, you saw me there. It's quite unfortunate that the Yorubas came. They were there on the 14th, but they came late. And as they were on that program, Citizen LY directed them to me and called me. And I told them we have almost rounding up. Tomorrow you come. And they came early. There were about 10 of them, and we recognized them. I gave them verse. And above all, it's all the old man that spoke. That man is about 85 years plus. With her daughter,
yes.
I go and watch the video. They participated fully.
So, my brother, let us not come. We are discussing something very important. We cannot. We carry them along, and all of us are together. You can see AY. I place AY in Mazi program, and you can see Capo Daniel, Abazonia deputy leader. All of them are there. You see Dr. Larry, and you see the Secretary of State of Amazonia and the deputy, and all of them. So, my brother, you cannot come on this platform and tell us that the Yoruba, we should forget them, or that they didn't play their role. They played their own. You understand what I mean? Thank you, my brother.
The last, my last suggestion, my last opinion will be, as Mazi Jonathan used to say, our people should develop the heart of Afghanistan. Our people should develop the heart of Afghanistan. The moderator today have said everything. You can see our director what he said. Only that his shades, that his Fendi speak louder than voice. Thank you very much.
There were Mazi. Thank you. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Are you there? Caller on direct line. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go on. Go on, please.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Mazi Chika.
Welcome to the program.
I want to thank God first of all for the life of our leader and his health. I observed that today he is healthier, and that shows that God is with him, and he is still proving to us that he is courageous. I believe that today Nigeria and their judiciary has shot bullets on their leg. So I can hear you. I'm talking to you now. Okay. I say that today I believe that they have shot their leg with the gun that they want to use to shoot us. But what I'm trying to tell our fellow Biafrans is they should be calm, as our leader have told us. Let's try to be calm. Let us remain focused on what we are fighting for. Well, I believe that in no time at all we are going to be victorious. God is with us. We don't need to be afraid of anything. God is with us. Let's try to support all those that are our superiors, those that are in the forefront of this fight. Let's, as men that can encourage them, let's continue to encourage them. And at the end, I believe we will come out victoriously. There was a word that came out from Mazi Chika in time past. He said that a time will come when they will come begging. They will come begging us. But that time it will be too late. And I'm hoping to see that day, because it's a prophetic word, and I believe that soonest such will take place as far as we remain consistent. Thank you very much.
There were Mazi. Thank you. Thank you. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. Thank you so much.
There were.
My name is Samuel Hiro Konkwo. I'm from Aguleri. Yeah, I want to thank the GOS. I want to thank Mazi Kanu for his consistency, for his sacrifice, for his effort. We understand and we have seen and we know what it means when he gives us a message. We must not expect the lay language from our leader, because our leader trained us to understand his language, not for our enemies to understand his language. I want to say that the people that should be ashamed, the people that they are playing now is the Igbo politicians, not IPOB. Do you understand? Because what they want to do is that the two Igbo politicians contributed money, rendition Mazi Kanu to the zoo for them to have chance, for them to be in the good book of the Fulanis to get the presidency. Then the Fulani will use that Mazi Kanu rendition to win, to play them game come 2027. What is going to play out is that the Fulanis will sponsor insecurity in Igbo land. They will not be able to vote in our land.
And then the Northerners will not allow Igbos to vote in their region. The Yorubas will not allow Igbos to vote in their region. So how will P2B become the winner? All of us support P2B to go and vote, to go and become presidency. In which house will you conduct that election to win? They are very Igbo politicians are stupid. They don't know politics. Mazi Chika that suspended the 2019 election because of our brother that is with Atiku then. He suspended it. They are foolish. That alone should give them signal. But they thought that surrendering Mazi Chika will give them Igbo presidency. The people that should be that they are playing now is not IPOB. They are playing Igbo politicians. The foolish people that don't have sense. Keeping Mazi Chika is not going to dampen our spirit. Instead, our leadership should now map out strategies that what they should be doing should be speaking louder than voice, because now it is time for us to use our number 6 to be able to defeat our enemies. Let them make sure that they get prepared for the eventuality, for the inevitable, because we know that the inevitable will happen for us to be free. And this time around is not time to talk too much. We have defeated infiltrators. Anybody that rear his ugly head, we know where we are going to put them where they belong. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
So remain blessed. Thank you very much. We must continue in what we are doing. I have calls coming, but even I don't know how to pick because it's not showing. Many people want to talk. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mazi. Sir. Mazi, it's from Biafra land now. I'm calling from Biafra land, Mazi. May God Almighty bless you, bro.
And you too.
Mazi, you see today court, Mazi. In fact, zoo and we actually hang with Iki again. Ika Wula Zoo, Mazi. Even our IPOB all over the world. Konyabuna come down as our leader said now. Konyabuna come down. Yemna Babuna. We had a amazing now the first thing Hagari made before. So now Hagari amazing, but our leader Mepoganya self, Mepoga even on Webuna for self before Amalika this journey himself. Mepoganya now. When they need game on zoo politician player now. I am Maro Mazi. So on the military board, this baby saboteurs. Amari our leader actually Merani Mumu Biafras. Mazim Onyobne we that now our leader na Kotota Damuroto Sega. Gonobula Kamada as our leader said. Yena Gwai Mazebuna Udochko Kabia Magaderege Deparama all the IPOP members, more IPOP warriors. Metuse the one name Metusela. Onyemachoba, job na they make this struggle. Gani Ruwe, Udochko Kama I want on a Biafra land. I adore him again, or before. Ota in on a Biafra na Yemepoganya where Mazi Yamna White don't truth. When any game we have playing Buzu and Yamaro. Yeah, be here made before. So you na why Mazi now. Okay, everybody ma. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp.
Yeah, Mazi, good evening to you. Mazi. Thank you so much for taking my call. Mazi Korore Kendewo and your co-host this evening, your brother Mazi Chika. I think let me go in the line of what Mazi Oke said, and also our brother that spoke about South Africa. You know what happened today. I think we should rest. We should be able to hit our hand on our chest and say yes, because all this time that Onyendu has been kidnapped, it is our first time to hear the voice of Onyendu, and that is a very good development and is welcome. I have said this on Radio Biafra repeatedly. when Nelson Mandela was on this tree, it was very difficult for ANC to get a word from him. But the wife managed to get into there sometimes and get some information. And the ANC was standing strong for Nelson Mandela. He never wavered, he never capitulated. He was standing for his people. If there is nothing we get from our leader today, he said consistency, mental toughness. Our leader is standing for us. Are we standing for ourselves? Are we standing for our leader? Are we standing to restore this land? The message that Oyendu pass is very, very clear. He is fighting where he is, and we are going to continue fighting until we get our freedom. Who are we fighting? Actually, that's my question. We're fighting everybody that kills our people. It doesn't matter whether you're a saboteur, an Igbo man. It doesn't matter whether you are a governor, politician. It doesn't matter whether you're a Fulani Janja with an army uniform. It doesn't matter where you come from. But as long as you raise your hand to kill our people, we will fight you. But what we are going to do to you, we're not going to say on Radio Biafra. And I remember last time you were hosting Mazi Chika. I concur with him. He said, even if they leave him, even if they don't leave him, we continue pressing. If we were pressing a little before, we press harder. What is going to happen, like our brother from Biafra land said, whatever we're going to do, we're not going to say it to anybody. But I said this in the afternoon, Mazi Aloze's program. Nigeria is holding Biafra. And Biafra needs to do something to tell Nigeria that you're holding Biafra, and we're not going to take it again from you people holding us the way you want to hold us. We will fight you back. And we will make sure, do everything to make sure that our leader is released. And they are going to leave our leader. Please, let's not make mistake. Oyendu said, he's not going to declare Biafra. We are going to declare Biafra. And Mazi, our HOD said, Oyendu is going to come into a free nation. When he's coming out, Biafra will be waiting to receive him. Mazi, thank you. Keep on doing the good job you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We must continue. I think I will take a few more calls, if any, before we call it a quit. Mazi Chika, do you want to say anything before we continue?
Yes, I've been listening to those calling in. I think they are really speaking well. But Mazi, we must understand something. We must understand also that what we are doing, we have evolved for some period of time. And every single stage of our evolution teaches us something. Except those who don't want to listen, or those who don't want to understand the lessons, in every stage of our evolution. I think one of those things, I thank God because I've been listening to various scholars, and I think our people are beginning to appreciate the fact of secrecy and, of course, information management. Because prior to this time, our people tend not to really understand the importance of information management and secrecy in discharging of this great duty. I must call our attention of current events that are happening between Israel and Iran as a case study, because our people don't actually understand.
Mazi, please, I will pause you here. I have people waiting patiently. Please, just hold on. Let me bring them. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on Signal, I will come to you. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you, not only me. Please go on.
Can you hear me, sir?
Mazi, go on. The whole world is hearing you.
Mazi, I'm greeting from South Africa. Yeah.
Umlilo wa F. What is the meaning? Sorry, if I may digress.
EFF. I'm EFF in South Africa, but I'm a Biafra.
I know. Yeah. I say, what is it? Because I saw it in your platform. I mean,
historic freedom fighter.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
I'm in South Africa, but I'm a Biafra man. They know me as the hitman in Biafra land. I'm very much happy today to see my leader speaking today. Can you hear me, Mazi?
Mazi, go on. I don't need to interrupt you. Go on. The platform is yours. Go on, please.
So, Mazi, I'm very, very happy today that I see my leader speaking today. So, I'm very grateful to see him that is very strong, standing strong. No matter whatever Janjaweed is doing, they will never defeat us. We don't need anything from Nigeria. What we need is a Biafra.
Of course.
And we'll stand strong for it. We'll stand strong for it, whether they will like it or not. That Biafra must surely come.
Of course.
Thank you, Mazi. That's what I need from now. Thank you, God.
They will remain blessed. Caller on signal, welcome to the program.
Good evening, Mark. Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you. Please go on.
Mazi, greeting from here. And I'm calling from the Holy Land of Biafra. And I also greet our brother Mazi Chika and our dear brother from South Africa. I stayed in South Africa, Mazi Chika. You guys are doing a wonderful job this night. I must appreciate you all. Our leader Nnamdi, our Madike one of Biafra, the man, the only leader we have. He remains consistent, like you rightly said. Consistency is the word. There's no other word than consistency. Personally, for me, what happened in the court today, I learned a very strong lesson from the message our leader sent us today. Personally, it encourages me to keep doing what I'm doing, knowing that the man I'm following stands where he stands. The message he dropped today, one thing I learned from it is that he's telling me directly that he is not in the court today because he has done anything personal with the Nigerian government or he has committed any crime that warrants him to be there. He's in DSS dungeon and appearing in their witness court just because of me, to make sure that I live like a human being in my land, to make sure that when my mother goes to farm, nobody will come and rape or kill her, to make sure that I can move around Biafra anytime, any day, without the fear of Fulani being on my neck with AK-47. And he said that everybody will be calm, which is what we are doing. For our land is not how will I say, we are not violent people. Right from the days of old, we are very peaceful people. So that peaceful and calmness is what our leader wants to return to our land, and which is going to be so. He is directly telling those infiltrators, creating, using the money of IPOB to sponsor terrorism in our land. People to give them money, give them gun to give reason for the military to invade our land, to start killing people unprovoked, to stop. And there we stand. Biafra is the last bus stop. We don't have any reverse gear anywhere. We are a movement. Anything called movement that has no destination, we keep moving till we reach our destination. Our destination is our last point and is our hope. So we don't have any other hope than Biafra. And I stand by for now. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I will pick this call and I think it is going to be the last caller. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm hearing you, Mazi. Good evening.
There, well, welcome to the program. Please go on. Mazi, please go on. Caller on was oh, you are reconnecting. I don't know. I had people calling on direct line. Once Mazi, are you there? Can you go on, please? No. It seems your connection is lost. Go on, please. No. Caller on direct line. Caller on signal. Hold on, I'll come to you. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me?
Hello? I'm hearing you, Mazi. Good evening. Hello?
Caller on direct line. Please go on. Stop helloing. Go on, please.
Yeah. Brother Jonathan.
There we go.
Good evening.
There we go.
I will not tell you my name, but only thing I want to tell you, Biafrans and everybody all over the world, that Nnamdi is being apprehended by Igbo politicians.
Kanu, let us pronounce his name. There is a difference between
Fulanis are not the ones holding Nnamdi.
Kanu.
Those people that are involved that are holding Nnamdi Kanu are the Iwanya with them. Iwanya brought purpose of them and Obiozo in Imo State to accomplish Fulani agenda in Igbo land. Ohanese members, all those old criminal politicians are the ones holding Nnamdi Kanu. Something must be done about it. I know what I'm saying. I know I've had many of them talk. But before the election, Nigerian government is going to militarize Igbo land. They will kill everybody, including some politicians, so that nobody is going to vote. Watch what I'm saying. They have just started. Few days to Nnamdi Kanu to appear in court, they start killing Igbo youth. Millions of Igbo youth are gone. Those that are killing Igbo youth are politicians in Igbo land. Igbo politicians, British government, they are the ones holding Nnamdi Kanu. Any person that says that he's a British citizen is a useless citizenship. It is British government and Igbo politicians that are killing Igbo youth. And Igbo youth, anywhere you are, wake up. Your enemy are the Igbo politicians. Thank you.
There, well, thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan.
There, well.
There were Mazi Jonathan. I greet you, okay, Foreign and our daughter Mazi. Without wasting our much time, let me appreciate Chuku Okuke Abiyama Ekekerowa for giving us a true leader like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for him to come and clear our mess, because the whole Nigerians and all the Nigerians have called us names. May Elohim bless him and guide him and protect him, and all the DOS and all the radio presenters and our ESN and all the Biafrans who are working seriously to make us be free. In the name of Chukwuka Abiyama. Mazi, today make us understand that our leader still be our leader. The language he sent today is the way he's always said it. He's a peaceful man. That is the message he sent to us. He never wanted our people to be killed. He never wanted all the black people to be killed. He wanted everybody to live like a normal human being on earth. That is the message you send out today. You never think that Fulani can defeat us. He's a lion heart. He still remains there and he's a prince. That's why we are so happy today for hearing his voice for years now. But today, let me say this thing to our Biafrans. You know, everybody know who is our enemies. Our enemies is Igbo politicians. They are gang up to make sure they are suppressors. They are holding our leader so that everybody, they think that we are playing so that they can disorganize us. But I will say this thing today to Biafran, never you back down. Consistency is the key.
we must continue what we are doing. What we want is Biafra, not Igbo presidency. What we want is freedom for our people, not to politicians stealing money and go and dump to people who develop their land already. That is what we want. Biafrans, everybody hear our leader voice today. We should calm down. We should calm down. He's always said this. If you know our leader from beginning, that is his own language. We must get a Biafran without shedding blood. But evil politicians gang up to come and disorganize our region. That's why they are inviting all the Fulani people, all the hardest Fulani people to come and cause mayhem. They are releasing some criminals from prison to come and cause mayhem. But shame will catch all of them and inflate us today as our leaders speak to us. So Biafrans, let me leave it here because we are following our leader and our DOS must do the needful and everybody must follow them. Thank you, Mazi Jonathan, for your good work. Okay, Falling, remember, our leader from other places is not working. Continue our good work. Your God, our God is with you.
Our radio, we are, please specify. Specify.
Yes, we are. Please let me take note. We are.
So that one.
What town? Local government, state, where? From where? Please.
In the town.
In the
main town
of town, my brother. Quick town.
I meant to make Abakaliki town.
Abakaliki.
Yeah, we know the problem. Yeah, I know. We don't want to discuss certain things. It's okay, noted. We know we're on those things. Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my beloved brother, our current, our fanaticals, men of valor all over the world. I have a short word to all of us. Today, all of us have seen Mazi Kanu, and they have given us his words. We have to be courageous. And whatever you are doing, I want you to put Nnamdi Kanu first. Remember the situation he is, so you don't need to despair. If you are going 20 miles, we have to go 100 miles now because another work, we have another assignment now, Biafrans all over the world. Those of you that are in Twitter, of course, Onion instructed all of us. I have more than 7 handles. We have to do more work now, both in Facebook, Twitter, anywhere you can come in, Twitter, especially Twitter, Facebook, all of them, the work, another duty has called. So, all of you must come out in mass and let us do the needful. And I have to appreciate our media head, Mazi Chika, former, and all the media warriors from the general, Mazi Okechukwu, and our technical director in this Rapture media, Mazi Jackson, Metusela, Biafra Chaidia, Onyamechi, and all of those are brothers in London. There were too many. So please, let us do the needful now. Let us continue fighting. Let us put more effort and concentrate and pursue what is pursuing us. Those of you in Biafra land, please be watchful, be mindful, and stop night crawling. Stop night crawling. Anywhere you are going, once it's 7 o'clock, please stay there. And there are security numbers, there are numbers to call. Please continue to call and continue to give us information. It's not everything we are going to discuss on the air, but a lot of things are ongoing and shall be ongoing in Biafra land to serve you You people are there for us. We are equally here for all of you. Correct. On the main corner, the medicine, on the number, on your boat, on your boat, on your kulu. We will continue to encourage all of you. It's your right. It's not a privilege. That's our land. On your numbers, Afghan Kaf, Debe, Kofo Malo, we'll continue to do the needful and continue to pray for our leader. That Chukwu Kabama, who brought in, give every enablement to restore Biafra, and all of us will rejoice and dance naked in Biafra land. Good night from here.
Mazi, okay, before you drop, please, let me ask you, because people have been, what of Aba radio? What is happening? Is this something you can give a clue or can happen?
No, Mazi, there are issues we only need the information and we are working on, like we don't tell people what we are doing. You know, enemies are everywhere, saboteurs are everywhere. When you tell them, you know, we are avoiding many things. It's not everything we disclose on the air. It's noted,
yes, and
you know what is happening. Just like the same thing was happening in Mbo. We are tackling Abakaliki, and if we cannot say what has happened in Abakaliki.
No, I'm talking of Aba.
All of them. Yeah, I know, but all of them, we know where we have problem. We are working on it. We know where we have problem. Thank you. Very soon it will come back. Thank you. There was a good night from here.
Mazi Chika, please. Your parting shot in few minutes.
Okay. Good evening once again, our great listeners. We must have to be courageous, and we must also understand the efficacy of what we are pursuing. Is a very great project, and great project requires great efforts. So we must do everything within our reach, and also we must also be disciplined, because indiscipline leads to nowhere, absolutely nowhere. This movement, the foundation has been discipline, consistency, and of course loyalty to leadership, and that we must maintain. If I allow all these things to elude us, trust me, we are gone as a people. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. That is it. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, you've had it. You've seen what happened today, you know, in every movement. This type of thing catapults us into new energy. It gives us new energy. We continue hammering on consistency, please. This is what the enemy, our enemies, are afraid of. That is why they want to knock you out. They want to push us into pursuing another thing. Oh, they want to write, the program for us. Oh, no. Follow like this. You will get what you want through Igbo presidency. And we say, no, that is not it's not true. Because if we allow our enemies to write programs for us, we are finished. Do you understand? We are finished. Because the only thing is that they will just write the road to hell, to abyss. That is the reality. So please, let us be consistent. Our leader is consistent. We have seen it. Our leader is alive, kicking, and consistent. What is happening is not a surprise to he himself. It's not something unexpected. Our leader can collect money, and forget it. You see, one of our brothers that call, say if it is him, if it is many of us, as the pressure is too much, even if you don't want to do it, maybe your family members will tell you, boy, because many people don't understand what it means to lay a legacy. I used to say it here. They equate everything to money. Now, wetego kai were biendo biko. Onye his own way. Imagine if it is you. Imagine what your wife or husband will tell you. Imagine what your siblings, your brothers and sisters, your mother, your father, your grandfather, your village people will tell you. The pressure. Could you have How could you be able to stand if it is you? But we see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu standing tall on our behalf. Why then will you want to start portraying shadow? Why? You know, our leader say, I will never disappoint you people. It's you people that is going to disappoint me. This is something you have to ponder, and ponder deeply. This is where I'm going to stop. Remember, Biafra is not only our religion. Biafra is our identity, is our ideology. We must continue doing what we do best. Even do not forget that we are on media confrontation with BBC. Do not forget, anywhere you see them, attack them with superior argument. In the social media, you can make TikToks about telling people to avoid the BBC. That is a purveyor of fake news. They showcase us as the aggressors, whereas we are the victims. For many years, as long as Nigeria has been in place, Biafrans, we have been at the receiving end. But BBC tries to present us to the world as the aggressors, as those that are clamoring for violence. No, we are not trying to take any other person's land. We are not trying to steal somebody's land. We are not trying to take what belongs to another people. What we are doing is to restore, take back what belongs to us. It is not a sin. It is not a crime. You know, Boris Johnson asked the imposter, when are you going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And he started talking rash. If IPOB is a terrorist organization, do you think that a world leader of like that will just ask, when are you going to release that terrorist? Is it possible? It shows you that Nigeria is a bizarre place. Look at the Fulani terrorists going on rampage, killing people with, with impunity, and they are being defended and supported by the caliphate, by the Nigerian government. They defend them. You see Sheikh Gumi, all of them, the Fulani politicians, embracing terrorists with gun openly. They don't have no qualms with it. Helping them, defending them. But when it comes to people that are just asking for us to live our normal lives, they say we are terrorists. Do you see? Are you going to condescend or accept what they call you? This is why we are doing what we are doing. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there. Remember him in your prayers. He is there standing tall for us. Do not mind the shenanigans. Nigeria, they are on the defensive, as our brother said. They are on the defensive. They are falling apart. We are victorious, and we continue being victorious. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow is another day. From me, Mazi Jonathan, from here, it is simply good evening.